Tree inspection can use visual tree assessment techniques pioneered by Professor Klaus Matak. A brief overall appraisal of the tree from a distance looks for obvious structural or physiological defects, such as damaged branches and misshaped or asymmetrical crown formations, leans or areas of deadwood or dieback. Tree height and crown spread can be undertaken at this time. As you approach the tree, you look for cracks in the soil or mounds and dips in the ground indicating movement of the root plate. Individual trees are approached with tree identification tags. The tree's stem diameter is measured at a height of 1.5 meters above ground level. These are important for assessing risk categories in the tree hazard assessment. They also categorize tree works into price bands for amenity valuations. They can also record a tree's incremental growth over subsequent resurveys, either as individual measurements or within bands. Minor vegetation, ivy or basal growth may need to be removed to inspect the tree properly. This may be a significant amount of work, so it would be specified as a work item in the report, with a re-inspection scheduled on completion. Ivy in particular has many wildlife benefits, so it is better retained. The base of the tree requires an all-round visual check. If this is not possible due to restricted access, it must be recorded in the notes. It is important to look for defects including cavities, cracks, unusual growth patterns, bulges, and loose or flaky bark. If there are visible cavities, or you suspect the tree has decay, a nylon hammer is used to listen for any hollow areas. If there are cavities, a metal probe is inserted to assess the depth and the integrity of the wood around it. Inspection of the main stem to the first branch union looks for leans or cracks in the main stem or any loose or flaky bark. Also, unusual growth patterns such as bulges under the bark or twisting of the main stem. There may be two or more main stems from the ground which should be inspected for weak points between them. The main branches are inspected where they join the main stem or stems. Acute angles where branches join, or cracks, cavities, unusual growth patterns or rubbing and crossing branches are noted, as well as branches damaged or growing at unusual angles. It is also important to record any previous tree surgery. Bracing or supports in trees should be recorded. It may be necessary to use binoculars or a monocular when assessing the upper branches in canopy. It is also sometimes necessary to re-inspect a tree at a different time of year with or without leaves. Observations as opposed to defects are recorded. Not all defects require action as trees are able to cope with them with additional growth. A closer inspection of lower leaves and twigs shows the vitality of the tree in leaf size, shape and colour, as well as recent extension growth. Major defects include incline, tight unions with included bark, leading to cracks, cavities and decay. The risk posed by the tree should be assessed in relation to any nearby targets, considering the occupancy rate of the surrounding area of the tree. If necessary, work should be accurately specified in the report along with a recommended timescale for completion. Finally, a timescale for re-inspection of the tree is specified.